Welcome back to the party, Star Wars fans. I'm Steven.
And I'm Zach.
And we have Jesse on the right, Grant on the left after a slog of a game one, probably the longest Star Wars game I've seen in a long while. Ended with Jesse at 12 on the dial, Grant with no objectives destroyed.
Which is absurd considering the environment pre-restriction with Smugglers just being so strong and so quick. And it looks like we're going to have a pretty close rematch here with Scum versus Smugglers again.
Pretty similar rematch, and it's very cool actually to see these kind of non-primary affiliations get the spotlight. Smugglers have been there for a while. I think they've been there since the very beginning. But Scum really coming into their own now, and you see that with both Jesse and Grant choosing them to take on the Smuggler onslaught that is literally just too good to not play.
Yeah, I just saw that hand of Grant's, by the way, and I have to comment on it. I think I see two corrupt officials, a Jawa and a Zuckuss.
Wow.
Which is about as good as you can get. Like, that's perfect. That's a dream.
That's a dream hand.
It's a dream and a wish, and they're both in his hand.
He may be in this regardless. So Grant needs to get the dial to 12.
Grant has to win, and
without objectives being lost.
Well, he has to blow up more total objectives than Jesse does in this game.
So he's got to not lose an objective, destroy an objective, and get the dial to 12.
Yeah, or he could destroy 3 objectives to Jesse's 2, and win the game, and that would give him the match.
There you go.
But if they tie.
Well, as we talked about in the first game, which if you guys haven't watched that and you stumbled upon this one, go do it. It's worth your time. It's on the channel there. The thing is that we saw this Scum objective onslaught when Jesse was playing, and it is poor. So Grant destroying any amount of objectives is going to be questionable. But
now the difference here that you can see pretty early is that Grant starts the game with 2 units with objective damage on the board.
Yes, he does.
He's got the paid informant, which is sneakily going to just swipe damage in. Grant also, one major difference here, has 2 lucrative contracts out. So basically 2 bounty hunters every turn he can remove an extra focus from. So that paid informant can commit and just strike every turn.
Strike and still come back out.
Also, on the other end, on Jesse's side, he has no extra objective damage happening. Looks like he's playing hold on cards, and we're not sure when.
I'm not discarding.
Probably during deployment.
Yeah.
This could be a major difference in the game too. Grant wasn't really ever able to get the freeholder train a-moving, whereas Jesse could very much, with the holding on the cards there, see 2 holding on the cards.
More cards. Now he needs to see those freeholders.
Yeah, this could be classic freeholding time.
If he didn't already.
Ah, shifty. Free
freeholders.
If he has that card, I have no idea what it's called, but you pay 2 and you put a unit in hand. You can return an opponent's unit of equal cost or less. Could be brutal. That'd be a Zuckuss in hand.
Oh no! Don't tell me that. Oh no! That's such a
And then you just
good
put it back
combo.
into play. So we'll see what happens.
I hope he has another freeholders. He's just playing around.
Now I do see a Chewbacca, which is terrible. Really good.
Tough situation. I've got all these good cards, and I don't know which one.
1 resource spent and an 8-cost unit on the board.
One of Jesse's quotes that he's fond of saying is, "Man, I just don't know what to do. All the cards are so good."
Yeah.
I think that's what he just said.
I love Shifty Lookout has been relegated in both of these games to location status.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what he swindles. Better be the Jawa. No! This is one of those decisions I disagreed with and talked to him after the game about. Curious as to why you're leaving the tactics on the board like that, but we'll see if it works out.
Well, he just got to imagine he can win the edge battle, right?
I mean, Grant's sitting on about 9 million cards here that he would rather not have in his hand. Oh, there it is.
Outmaneuver. Hey, looky there, Zach. But Jawa's still posing the biggest threat on this board right now, I think, of all those things.
The interesting part for me is that he could have bounced the Jawa and Zuckuss.
And then what? Yeah, then Grant's left with nothing to defend this. But
got
corrupt official anyway, so I mean, we don't know that.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to get Grant to use it. So here, Grant can block, probably win the edge battle, honestly,
And clear a ton of cards out of hand, which he wants to do anyway.
and dump cards, and then tactics down the freeholders. So, just a curious move.
We just have to tell Jesse he did it wrong.
Well, I don't know about that. That's why I said keep watching. It's kind of phenomenal.
We do need to keep in mind that we are the ones watching this game.
And not in this
which
game.
Which means we were not in this game. And look at these sleeves. Good choices, guys.
Orange for days.
Grant passes with a twist. Yep. Target of op. Ooh, either way, Jesse's not going to get much out of that. And going back to this massive edge battle.
At this point, really, the edge battle is Grant's.
You know, here's the weird thing, though. Like, so you win the edge battle, you focus down the freeholders, you move on. You don't ever want to get rid of those corrupt officials. So are you just literally going to just deal with 4 cards every turn instead of 6? Or do you burn a corrupt official, not worry about winning the edge battle with the Jawa, and have more cards to actually get stuff on the board with?
Well, the Jawa can't not win the edge battle here.
Yeah.
So you may as well focus down the freeholders. But the interesting part, and maybe the benefit that I didn't necessarily see with this scenario, is you now have a Jawa who's in play, focused down, committed to the forest, that can't unfocus or bounce until Grant loses an edge battle.
So it's a Jawa that's effectively not doing anything, guaranteed for
so
a turn.
you get to focus the freeholders once, but the interesting part, and I think we'll see it here, is Jesse's going to get a turn where that Jawa is just locked down, doing nothing.
Funny to talk about Jawas in such a terrifying way.
Little guys with a lot of impact.
We gotta get that Jawa out of here. He's the biggest threat. Zuckus and company, not a big deal. That Scavenger, though. A lot of times I feel like Han is very similar to Grant in a lot of ways. Or vice versa, I guess. I guess Han came first.
Han did.
Grant is maybe similar to Han.
I can
but
see
look at that kind of look. You know, I can see Grant give me that look.
Yeah, it's kind of Han and Grant right there on that mat.
A little bit of a mirror.
They've become one.
I would love to see Grant with that exact hair.
Oh my God!
What just happened?
Dropped the Jawa and a corrupt official.
Did we discarded?
Yeah. He had too many cards in hand. He has to get rid of something.
That's crazy. So really, think about this. If you truly want to be a phenomenal player of this game, then you look at next turn and you look at what you're going to have to discard and you say, I'm not even going to block with that Jawa. I'm just going to corrupt official this because I'm discarding it anyway.
Yeah.
And that is where you become a world champion.
Yeah, I don't know what is in his hand that he would keep over a corrupt official. Grant could literally play 0 cards, and 2 corrupt officials kind of protects him from everything. Also surprised there to not see a Zuckus attack to dump cards from hand and look at the top 3 of Jesse's and plunder through, but
it'd be even better if those freeholders weren't elite. I would love that.
Yeah, that would be the move. But again, right there, so if Jesse had actually bounced the Jawa, then Grant can come back with Zuckus Jawa, attack with both, and actually lock down the freeholders.
That is true. So you're saying you made the right decision?
I'm saying it's a decision, and it was different, and it kind of worked out a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I just saw a Bosk in Grant's hand. Obviously not so good on that turn where you'd have to spend all your resources and then have nothing to block with, but that could be good on the next turn.
This board looks awful familiar.
So you see this kind of like battle for board control, right? Where Jesse really dominated the first game, got out 3 or 4 units, and then was ahead the whole game. But Jesse was able to, in this game, keep Grant's board very minimal on going into turn 2. And I think he can easily take board control from Grant. And this could go real bad for Grant real fast if he doesn't assert himself on the board in this next turn.
Yeah, hit us with what is the real strength of Chewie in this kind of a situation? What is it that he's doing for Jesse?
Well, he's got Protect, so it's this weird scenario, right, where like you can attack with the freeholders, and if you block, Chewie can protect the damage from Zuckus or the paid informant and basically kill whoever blocked. Because Chewie's reaction is he does damage to something in the engagement.
Yeah.
So whatever you block with, he can take the damage, even not being in the engagement. So it's a really horrible situation. Obviously, Zuckus has the tactics, but if Zuckus strikes, Zuckus dies.
All right, well, let's see what happens. So it looks like a very important edge battle. If Zuckuss strikes, Zuckuss dies.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, he dies.
So you're saying Zuckuss is doomed. It looks like Jesse knows that.
I don't know if I block with Zuck.
You're kind of in a... I mean, maybe just dump this corrupt official here and call it a day.
Yeah. The benefit of Zuckuss blocking is you get to see the top 3 and filter through, but I would so much rather just have Zuckuss around. But Chewy, he just obliterates your options. Honestly. Ah, 5 and a twist.
Wow. Jesse is the twist master, man.
Brutality.
Playing a 3-card twist like that? I've not seen that since my days in the... I don't know. The underground Star Wars League
of
2013, yeah.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, another freeholders. But he's going to pop that Zuckuss, focus down the paid informant, and bounce the Jawa. You just see board control.
Whoa, baby.
Totally shift right there in Jesse's favor. Second paid informant sure would be okay right here.
Strike over 3, and the official says no. So really...
Just going to get the unopposed damage there, and that's it. You go Chewy, man. You're going to get the balance of the force, too, so this is brutal. Yeah.
And 3 on Trandoshan. And Jesse looking to potentially pass here.
Yeah, I ultimately think with this Scum deck, it takes making decisions that are kind of awkward and just different. Like, you look at the board differently with this deck because they play a very different game. And paid informant here making Grant only get 5 cards, which is brutal. But
yeah, because you're drawn into...
Yeah, so I really feel like Scum is a deck made for Jesse. In a very different style of play.
You're saying Jesse is the lord of scum and villainy? I would be okay with that.
We could just change it to Jabba instead of Jesse.
I would be okay with that as well.
Jabba Aiken.
It is looking quite good for him right now.
Or Jesse the Hutt. I think that's the better
Jesse
one.
the Hutt, yeah, maybe the better. Good to see Grant again, gotta be honest.
Yeah, good to see him in action. One of the better players of this game, honestly. So if Jesse's able to swipe this match, it's going to be a big deal for him. To beat the legend, Hollywood.
Oh, Hollywood.
But, I mean, like, you just look, in this phase of the game, last game with Jesse, he had 6 units out. Whereas 6 to, 1 versus the 3 to 3 at this point, and Chewbacca is just a monster, man.
Grant swings in with your paid informant.
So here's what is fascinating. I mean, if he wanted to, Jesse could block with a paid informant. He's not going to.
Or the shifty lookout.
Shifty lookout, and just protect the damage and kill the paid informant with Chewy. Chewy's so good.
Chewy's so good. Does Jesse see it? Does he want it?
No,
Does he believe in it?
You don't want to tax down that shifty twice. Just let it happen, man. Cool. We're cool.
Sometimes you want to kill everything as well. It's generally my philosophy, but...
Kill the things. You're a Sith player then.
Paid informant does a little bit of damage.
Yeah. Unopposed for 2.
All right. No big deal.
Yeah, and honestly, the Jawa is probably the best blocker there because you can block. If you win, you're not going to do unit damage for Chewy to destroy you with. You're going to get a tactic something down. If you lose, you bounce and you don't lose your Jawa. Trandoshan, not bad, being able to target strike Chewbacca, but not quite cutting it. If I'm Jesse here, what do I want to see? Falcon is not it because I can't play it, but I think I saw a Let the Wookiee Win, which is not great.
It's like a swindle, the Falcon.
Can't tell.
A few other options.
If that's a Let the Wookiee Win, he just has all the options here. All the options.
And Grant sitting on 3 cards.
I do see a dash.
There's Dash, yeah.
Oh, man. Dash and let the Wookiee win is exactly what you want right here, by the way. Exactly it.
It's either let the Wookiee win or looks like another Chewie there, and or far left.
So the fascinating part of this, right, is
Dash is coming out.
yeah, he's dashing. So with let the Wookiee win, the problem, you can attack with dash. There's no way that Grant can block that doesn't leave him not being able to put cards in the edge battle.
Uh-oh.
Because let the Wookiee win can trigger to do 1 damage to the Jawa, and then you can trigger Chewie from taking the damage to do 2 to the Trandoshan. So even if Grant blocks with both, he just loses them both. And then maybe the game.
That's really disappointing.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Grant, Jesse almost has the cards here to win the game on this turn. Target opportunity would really seal it. I don't think we see one, but absurd. It's like, yeah, there's no winning here.
There is no winning here.
Because at this point,
It's really
you can let the Wookiee win to kill the Jawa and then just tactics down the Trandoshan. It's horrible. Which I think is what you need to do. We'll see what happens, though.
yeah, Grant's thinking. Jawa defense.
When you see Chewie, the only card you don't want them to have in hand is let the Wookiee win, by the way.
Well, that's why they've got it. That's why they've always got it. Funny to see Swindle not even be as big of a card anymore. There's better options now. It's like,
Man,
what?
I'm telling you, I am so just mind-blown curious as to why Jesse's letting this edge battle happen.
Look at that. Oh, it's more. 5.
Well, he certainly won it.
Okay. So. Try to kill it. Oh.
He may not do it. Are we sure he had the Wookiee win?
I'm pretty confident.
Cards.
I'm going to say he didn't.
Now.
I'm really wanting to know now.
So.
All right, well, that looked okay.
It's definitely not bad. I mean, you still... Dash here is going to do 1, 2, 3, plus unopposed 4 damage to objective. He can almost win the game here.
On the top.
Both at the top.
Just get it out.
It's confusing. Dash could have blown up the middle one.
And again.
Kidding, Grant's only on what? 1 card? 2 cards?
2 plus the shifty lookout. So
Ah,
3 plus
yeah.
unopposed. But, I mean, it's still going okay for him.
Oh, sure. So.
And he is
And he
going to
had
let
let
the
the
Wookiee
Wookiee
win.
win.
Ah. Oh, Jesse, the sequence.
And then Dash's tactic. What's going to trigger twice on him? Well, he's not in the engagement, so.
Yeah, Jesse does not understand Chewie here.
Can I do that if Chewbacca wasn't in it? You can do
Uh,
that if he wasn't, but I have to be there.
Chewie's reaction is only on a unit in the engagement.
Right.
Just put the tactics on him then.
Which is not great. Still not going bad for Jesse, but at that point you just save it for defense, and anything Grant attacks with just dies.
Force flips back.
All right, not ideal, looks like. But still 2 objectives down.
Yeah, still not going terrible.
Looking a lot better than
for Jesse the Hutt.
looking a lot better than the flip for sure.
Jabba's reach. Can't really tell on the top one. Grant's triggering lucrative contract on the paid informant to unfocus it. Looks like we have Hive of Scum villainy up there.
Only 5 cards. That's shifty. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Grant saying, uh-huh. And it looks like he's going to scoop,
Yeah.
which makes a lot of sense because it doesn't look like there's any way that this game is going to get won. 1 objective left to destroy, and
Yeah.
even then, if the dial goes to 12, can Grant kill 3? Probably not. So showing the hand there. So there we have it. Grant getting defeated by Jesse there. Really good example of Scum v Smuggler here that you can see. And thank you guys for watching. This has been from Ground Zero Games in Tyler, Texas, the Star Wars Living Card Game Regionals in 2014. Zach, you got anything else to say about this match?
No, fantastic. That game 1 was really a great show of what Scum is capable of. Huge congrats to both these players for making the top 8, and amazing job by Jesse on making the top 4 here, beating Jesse. Very exciting for him. Great showing, and excited to see what he does in the future. So we'll see where this game goes post restriction.
All right, we'll keep an eye on it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you the next game.